Hi everyone, Andragon with you. So today I'd like to share Mutation together with SamSparkle. We managed to do it on maximum difficulty. So
Purifiers were
let's
born
see.
here, converted from the personalities of great warriors. But one of them was merely a prisoner, a Tal'Darim. His AI personality managed to infiltrate our systems and turn them against us. I can undo the damage, but I will need your help.
So that's the story. We need to fight the AI, which is represented by holographic warriors around. All enemy structures are able to attack, and as soon as you attack them, they start doing that. Avenger means that when you kill one enemy unit, other will be buffed, and Speed Freaks means that all enemy units are very fast, actually. So I played casually for Artanis because warping Dragoons is very effective, and my ally decided to go Tychus because Tychus can be mobile using his medevac pickup. So okay, let's switch to my screen. So in general, our plan was simple. We need to clean the map, then take the robot, and then clean the map again. So here he
I
started
have
with
restored
Tychus,
this location,
typically.
but there are still other security.
I tried to help, so we needed to
The
fight together.
Tal'Darim's forces are heading our way. They appear as holographic warriors of many.
As you can see, forces which are damaged, I'll show you, they get tougher and tougher, and structures deal damage too. Look at these Hellions, I'll stop for you. So it's buffed as you can see, and it got bigger. This one got even bigger. So this Helen has almost as many health as my Dragoon. Okay, let's go next.
Warning. I will set out for the next location shortly.
We will need to ensure this one's survival.
West allows to heal 4% of life around, and it's a kind of
The
general
transport is in
healing.
motion.
And damage as well. So as you can see, it's very effective against armored units to get Rattlesnake. So healing and damage 2 in 1. And meanwhile, Aurana's transport goes to the target, and we need to
Analyzing
protect it.
corrupted security data. Stand by.
Okay, let's make it faster.
Hostile forces have been deployed.
I'll show you the hostile forces. They are very fast, but fortunately I have my Photon ability and power field. So it means that I can warp my Dragoons everywhere where I need. Very effective. Among that I'll need special upgrades for Dragoons, they will have increased range,
It has no shields to
so
defend
plus
me
2,
from these strikes.
and 20 more life. Meanwhile, I made a Dragoon around, so
System takeover is halfway complete. And yes, I am doing my best.
as you can see they are very fast, so as soon as something appears on the map, it goes almost instantly to the transport. So be aware of what's going on around. Fortunately, Artanis has power field and can warp
Their
units
beams will
when
interfere with my
necessary.
work unless you destroy them. I am unable to progress due to the tower's
See,
interruption.
162, 180. The more units appear, the more buffs they get. And it's quite unusual that Suppression Tower also has overcharge ability. As you can see, it deals even more damage than usually. I'll show its abilities basically. And meanwhile, we need to fight. So it's very effective to move out of the fields, not to lose your forces, and just go on pushing. Meanwhile, we're taking second bases because we'll need strong economy. Unfortunately, I made several mistakes here, so my workers overproductive here, and almost no workers there. So look at the hologram. See? So each time something dies, others above. Okay. Now I can make it faster. Actually, I won this mutation twice yesterday, but only today I had time to make this video, guys. So finally we've got complete healing. It can heal 2 targets at the same time and ranged healing around. So my objective was to tank and to deal like background damage. Okay, I'll make it slower. So see, while we are fighting here, there's an attack. I wasn't sure what to do, so every time you think about that, use your solar bombardment. Total destruction of that attack, and you don't lose stem, and you can still fight here. Where it... Okay, so what you need to do next? Probably I think that protecting transport and killing these suppression towers. As you can see, these fields say that there will be a suppression tower soon. And we are fighting against Mech Terran. He has special Warhounds. They were in StarCraft 2 before, but now they are almost out. So Warhound is quite effective. It can attack ground units, but also haywire missiles are available. So it was a basic robotic unit against armored, against general type, I would say even. And as you can see, their speed is almost doubled right now in this mutation. Okay, let's see. So medic allowed me to heal, and suppression tower just caused some damage. So that's great Warhound, yeah? So remember, each time you kill a unit, others will give up. So hybrid grew, but not enough. And don't forget to use the top panel. So now we have the healing field from Rattlesnake. While we are standing there, it's okay. Not to forget about our transport. And let's see here. So I'll show you. For example, look at this Godev, or Viking, or something. See, it got bigger. Even bigger. Yeah. Fortunately, suppression tower, they can't get bigger, and that's their limit, but it's still kind of irritating. 2 suppression tower at once, more damage. Okay, let's go next.
Tower attacks have temporarily disabled my system. Suppression tower down.
Another big unit. So my ally decided to check if he can control enemy units which have grown. Let's check. Vega's ability allows to dominate some units, and let's see if it works. Actually, it worked, but I'm not sure if the buff remained. So see, this Warhound was much bigger before, and now it's small as it was. So the buff is not original, it's zeroed when you dominate the enemy unit, unfortunately. But that's how it works. Okay, let's make it faster again.
The data core has been corrupted.
My main build against Mech Terran is kind of Dragoons. They are effective against armored, as you can see, double damage against armored. And Immortals, of course, they are great against mech units too. So Dragoon Immortals plus Observer is more than enough to win a casual mutation. Of course, with using top panel abilities and some split to get less damage and so on. When you face a great battle, use shielding your warrior. And now my ally has all necessary heroes. Meanwhile, we need to clean this because we need help from our base going through this place. When you fight siege tanks, it's good to produce zealots right on top of them, so you get power field and zealots warp just into tank's head, right?
Accessing security terminal and beginning data.
My ally faced some trouble. I decided to help as I could, but he did everything. So one of you can dodge attacks while another one will hold and try to clear the area around. It's always useful to kill greatest units so that they will not grow anymore, and to use your special abilities. As you can see, Lyra or SamSparkle just used his medevac to get immediately to my position and help me a lot.
At least something is going right.
And don't forget to warp in more units. So Artanis doesn't have the supply block problem, but still he has a limitation of charges. Usually I build 4 warp gates and a couple of robotics, and that's enough. And you need to be careful as soon as enemy attacks go. So just make power field and warp some units. Because Auranas transport should not get damaged. Okay, let's check this storm.
I am unable to progress due to the tower's interruption.
Great hybrid. See, it grows, yeah? So 2000, it was, yeah, it was quite big. Again, let's make it faster. So sometimes you need to warp in some units ahead. It would be better to warp zealots, but I just wanted more dragoons and double healing from my ally. Healing is very important as well, and he used his medevac properly to protect while I was away. So again, I would like to remind that it's important to help Auranas transport even when you are fighting somewhere else. So one of you needs to be careful. I used warp in to get damage into my dragoons, not into her transport. And actually that's the general plan for the game. So you need to avoid getting damage into the transport, and someone will tank, someone will heal. Nikara is a great healer. She is buffed by my ally. In general, other heroes are buffed too, except of Tychus. Tychus has increased grenade, pulling everyone into one point, and the armor is, yes, the armor is much less effective than it would be without his shots. See? So -5 armor.
Try to reach them before the enemy.
See? Okay. So now we are fighting around, and the transport goes. Of course, it would be better if we could control the transport by a couple of units, but when we have such a great army, we actually can clean everything around. Solar bombardment will help to clear the area, so I try to avoid using my abilities just on their cooldown. Because sometimes you need to be ready for crisis management, for example at late game as now. You'll need to destroy several towers and get rid of attacks as well.
Still thinks he can destroy me.
Be ready to fight against siege tanks and suppression towers somewhere like in the middle of enemy positions. And of course you need to help my ally. Your ally, yeah. When you see so many siege tanks and liberators, it is better to retreat for some time, heal yourself, and then just check a better moment to attack. Meanwhile, at this position, I decided to use solar bombardment. It was not the actual target, but still it helped a lot to win this area and to reduce losses, of course. And meanwhile, as you can see, that's a mistake. So we went together, we cleaned everything here, but we forgot about transport. As a result, I got power field immediately and warped in some units. It's very important to switch the target of all these siege tanks into something else. And my ally used his medevac to just drop inside and help the transport. So you need to be careful. We decided to ignore additional quests. It was optional, actually, just to have a solid victory with no risks or something like that. Another suppression tower. So each time a suppression tower appears, we decide who will go and who will protect. So one of the allies stays here and protects Aurana's transport, and another one should get rid of suppression tower. As a result, my ally managed to destroy the attack while I was fighting with the tower. And as you can see, Warhound turrets can absorb damage and deal damage too. Quite big damage. Meanwhile, I cleaned the tower and I'm going back to my ally. Two towers, so each has one tower to dodge. If I had better control, I would go this Dragoon somewhere else, but unfortunately I'm trying to get the general information what's going on around. Tower down, and here my ally is fighting with another suppression tower quite effectively. So when you finish all the waves, you remain kind of 10 seconds, yeah? Be ready to dodge the last attack. It's quite powerful, but you need to check where it is and not to let it damage your ship. Of course, Odin is very good against this unit. He has splash ability. In a large area, 1000 damage. More than enough.
No trace of the Tal'Darim personality remains. It appears he is truly dead at last.
So as you can see, it was kind of nice victory. No risk, almost no risk, and a good teamwork. SamSparkle noticed where and when I was out, helped me a lot with his medevac ability, and I tried to absorb damage. My units absorbed it, and at the same time the ship was safe. Just win some time before your main forces will get to the ship. Okay, so thanks for watching, hope this will help you in some cases, and see you in my next videos.